those touchscreens doing all those growing little brains?
All she wants for the holidays is, well, not toys, but skincare products.
All I wanted this year was skincare and makeup.
11-year-old Olivia Clyde is obsessed with beauty products.
8th grade kid could not spell a single word on his list. 8th grade.
Bombacat!
Alright y'all, so lately I've been seeing a lot of videos about how each generation is affected by technological advancements. And it all starts with Gen X, man. So Gen X are people that are born from 1965 to 1979. And then you got your millennials, which are 1980 to 1994. And now we got Gen Z from 1995 to 2012. And I fall into that category. And now you got your Gen Alphas, man. And these are the kids that you would call iPad kids because they're introduced to technology at a very young age. Because I remember when my little brother was like 1 or 2, he was introduced to a smartphone and he would figure out how to use a smartphone even though he didn't know how to read. And I don't know how he did it.
Bombacat!
It wasn't until I became like 14, 15 that I really got introduced to a computer and I had a smartphone. I didn't even get a good smartphone until I was like 17, 18. But these kids in Gen Alpha, they don't know anything about nature. The only nature they know about is on a phone screen on TikTok. But anyways, man, in today's video, we got How the Internet Destroyed Generation Alpha by Visual Venture, man. And this video will be linked below if you want to watch the full thing. And with no further ado, let's get to it.
Who are Generation Alpha? Gen Alpha, or people born between 2010 and 2025, is said to become the most populated generation in history with over 2.8 million kids born every week. They follow Gen Z and are the children of the millennial generation. Although Gen Alpha is populating a large amount of society, why do other generations think there's no hope for this generation? With countless cases of kids acting out in public, lashing out, and behaving erratically, many believe that Gen Alpha is already ruined. You see babies and toddlers often throwing temper tantrums the second their smart devices are taken away.
Couldn't be my kid. I don't care what generation you are. You getting the belt.
Are begging parents to do something because their kids barely scrape by in school. Time and time again, we hear about just how doomed Gen Alpha is. But where are these horror stories coming from? And what makes Gen Alpha so different from all the generations before them? The short answer, the internet. The rise of iPad kids. When you think of a kid in today's day and age, how do you picture them? Most of you probably had an image of a kid with an iPad in their hands, right? That's because Gen Alpha is not only the youngest generation, but also the most technologically dependent one.
Damn, it's like he's talking about my little brother. He's literally glued to his tablet. And I'm the one who bought it for him. Should I feel bad?
Yes, yes, yes!
Subscribe!
This is what happens when mom and dad take away an iPad from 2-year-old Ashlyn Brooks.
You no longer need the belts. You can throw it away. Just take away their iPad, take away their phones. That's more than enough punishment for them.
Since their creation, iPads have been used as a tool for parents who are simply too busy with work. Technology has proven to be a hassle-free way of keeping kids occupied, whether at public places, social events, or just during the day-to-day. With iPads being an evolved version of parenting in the 20th century, screens are simply considered the new nanny.
So with this economy, you need to work, and both parents need to work. So when the parents are away at work, the child is being raised by literal screens, man. That's why I'm working hard now. So my future family, the mom can actually be around in the house and take care of the kid and watch over the kid while I'm working, busting my ass off to provide for them. Because I would rather the mother of my child raise the kids than us both having to work and the screen raises the child. Because I've seen how my brother changed with him watching TikTok and YouTube shorts. This man started speaking a whole nother language. No cap, on God, touch grass. I'm like, what the fuck are you saying? Touch grass? I have negative 1,000 aura points? What is that?
Parents may think that they know what their kids are watching online, but sometimes things aren't what they seem, even in videos supposedly made for kids. Internet brain rot. You might have heard of the term brain rot. Popularized by social media, brain rot is the term that internet users have created to describe those lacking proper socialization and are obsessed with digital content to an unhealthy level.
God, bro, Gen Alpha content's some of the most incoherent brain dead I've ever seen in my life, okay? Like, I can physically feel my Brain cells frying every second I spend watching this.
Level 100 Gaiat. Ice Spice Riz W Riz Gaiat. You've Gaiat to be rizzing me in Ohio at 3 a.m.
When you
That's literally how my little brother talks.
think about brain rot, Gen Alpha tends to be the usual demographic that comes to mind. That's because the internet has been their primary means of interaction with the world since they were born. Brain rot content can also be identified by the constant usage of internet slang, overly bright colors, and attention-grabbing content that switches every few seconds.
Yeah, and them consuming all this media, it just makes them become even more awkward, man. It's like my brother got more shy in the real world after playing games and being on his iPad for a while. Because I remember when he was younger, like 3, 4, 5, he used to be more outgoing, more energetic. But since he been playing games on the iPad, he's been a little shy, a little timid out in public, man.
The example is popular kids media like Skibidi Toilet that seem to capitalize on Gen Alpha's decreasing attention span by overwhelming them with hyper-stimulating content. Skibidi Toilet...
Yeah, that is disturbing. What the f***? That's disturbing me. I'm an adult.
is a web series on YouTube that features a variety of models from games like Garry's Mod and Counter-Strike as they battle in a raging war. The two sides are singing human-headed toilets, which are called Skibidi Toilets, and humanoids who have human bodies but items as their heads, like cameras or TVs. The series was created by a man named Alexei Gerasimov. It first premiered on YouTube in February of 2023. Since the first episode was released, the channel had gained over 40.6 million subscribers and has over 15 billion views to date. Each episode features the Skibidi Toilets and other characters engaged in full-on conflicts, animated in the most obscure and dramatic ways. There's never a dull moment in the videos, which to Gen Alpha is the exciting part. On the surface level, this might just seem like out-of-the-box wacky content for kids, but the harsh reality of it is that Skibidi Toilet could be damaging to children. With the constant overstimulating content, kids get used to hyperactivity, making everything else feel mundane.
Yeah, man, because even me, since I'm on social media more now, because I make videos, it's my career, and I do browse on TikTok here and there, I could feel my attention span dwindling. It's not where it used to be, for sure, man, for sure. Dopamine overload. So imagine the little kids, man. They will not be able to pay attention in class. Their attention span is like this, man. As soon as you say a word, you're on something else.
Cause irritability, a low attention span, and a lack of patience since kids are now so used to hyperstimulation. Parents have long since been concerned with whether or not Skibidi Toilet is appropriate for their kids to watch. And it even got to a point where Russian authorities had to get involved to investigate the show. A Moscow man concerned over Skibidi Toilet's detrimental effects on children asked the police to block the videos from the internet to prevent kids from watching it. This investigation has gotten mixed opinions so far, with some claiming that getting the police involved over a kids series is ridiculous. Other parents also echoed the same concerns, believing that Skibidi Toilet may be doing more harm than good. While there's still no conclusive answer as to whether or not the series is negatively affecting children, this form of hyper-stimulating media has become a growing trend for Gen Alpha. Parents are becoming increasingly worried that their kids are becoming like zombies because of this kind of content. Another popular kids show is CoComelon, which is usually targeted toward babies and younger children. CoComelon has become one of the most famous kids shows and has been a go-to entertainment source for parents to show their kids. But in recent months, the once favorable reputation of CoComelon has completely shifted, because now parents are starting to discover a correlation between their kids' behavioral issues and the show. On December 26th, 2021, TikTok user It's Mama Bell posted a video that raised some serious concerns about CoComelon. The text on the video said that she had just switched from showing her kids CoComelon to a YouTuber called Miss Rachel, and that prior to switching, her children would just sit in front of the TV like zombies. In the comments, countless moms agreed with her, saying that Miss Rachel, who is a YouTuber who focuses on educational content, was much more beneficial for their kids. More and more...
Damn, this is scary, guys. This is scary. It's like that show is hypnotizing the kids. Who knows what the hell they're programming the kids' minds, man. And the kid is so receptive to programming, man. Controlling the kids' minds is controlling the future. You're dictating how the future goes. the future generation, the future of humanity. So that is actually crazy, man.
Parents realized that their kids were becoming addicted to CoComelon to the point where they wouldn't be able to move away from the screen. And they weren't learning anything from the show either. The show focused solely on keeping the children's attention with bright colors, repetitive songs, and fast jump cuts, all of which are tactics that the show uses to keep kids hooked.
Let's see how many seconds it takes for each one of these scenes to change. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
This epidemic of overstimulation can be compared to the feeling that you get from substances, hence why CoComelon is so addictive to children. And it's not just random TikTokers that have said this. Actual childhood experts have chimed in, agreeing that CoComelon is too overstimulating for kids, which can lead to addiction. CoComelon watchers are usually between ages 2 and 5, which are critical years when it comes to early childhood development.
And guys, one thing that I noticed, like when you go ahead and watch back the older shows that we used to watch when I was younger, I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and when I go back and look at them now, they seem so much slower paced. If y'all guys don't know what I'm saying, go back and look at the old shows, man. They were so slow paced. And when I rewatch it, I'm like, damn, this shit's slow. This shit is so dragged out, man. They stay on like one scene for the longest. And now seeing CoComelon now and how fast it changes, yeah, these kids are definitely overstimulated compared to how we were back then.
The dumber generation. It's a common theme in social media for people to say that Gen Alpha is considered one of the dumber generations. The more kids become addicted to their screens, the harder it is for them to live a life away from it. That includes during school hours. It's as if kids are having a harder time paying attention, likely because the internet may be conditioning their brains to shorter content.
Honestly, my brother is still pretty on it. He's pretty smart. And I have a couple friends that are teachers, and I asked them, like, are the kids, is it hard for them to pay attention? Do they have short attention spans? And then, yes, they do agree that the kids have shorter attention spans and they have to figure out a new way to teach them. And I've seen videos of people playing a game in the background while they're teaching.
Watch me teach English grammar to students with Subway Surfers gameplay in the background.
Dude, what the hell did TikTok do to our generation?
So that's like the new type of thing they're trying to incorporate so these kids can pay attention.
Hence a shorter attention span. Teachers around the world have been going viral on TikTok after sharing just how concerned they are about the educational development of their Gen Alpha students. They have said that students are now reading and writing at several grade levels behind, with a large majority of kids being unable to understand basic literacy, spelling, and grammar.
This 8th grade kid could not spell a single word correctly on his...
At least they're trying to sound out the words. But what grade is 8th grade? Oh shit, never mind. That's an 8th grader spelling like this? We might be fucked.
When it comes to high school kids, it's not much better because the creator, Cool Nace, aka N, said that her 10th and 11th grade English students were only capable of performing at a 6th or 7th grade reading level despite being in their upper years of high school. And other sources continue to claim that Gen Alpha kids don't only have poor learning skills, they have poor behavior too. Young students misbehaving in the classroom has become the new norm, and when teachers like N try to discipline them properly, it doesn't work out.
My principal told me you can't do that in Georgia. They have completely taken discipline out of education at this point.
Damn, she fine, I ain't gonna lie. If my teachers look like this, I get straight A's every time. Oh, test, ace in that bitch.
Especially in Georgia. You cannot use the grade book to implement.
I will never skip a day of class. Sick day, fuck my sickness. I'm still going to class just to see this face.
Any kind of discipline or any kind of enforcement with students. And that is going to be the ruin of our kids.
But it's not just attention disorders that are at fault here. The internet has also given Gen Alpha a golden ticket when it comes to cheating their way through school. ChatGPT. AI tools like ChatGPT can easily help kids finish their homework in seconds. The shift has reduced the emphasis on work ethic along with valuable life skills like critical thinking and communication. Without these skills, Gen Alpha has become prone to all sorts of influences.
One thing I definitely realized from using my phone more and relying on autocorrect is like, I can't spell for shit. I'm trying to type. I'm like, how do you spell this word again? But then I realized that, oh, I've been using autocorrect this whole time to finish the spelling for me. Like certain words I'm trying to spell, I'm like, can I spell necessary? Necessary. That's how you spell necessary, right? Hey Siri, spell necessary.
N-E-C-E-S-S.
See, I couldn't even spell necessary. I added an extra C. It's only one C. Necessary. Like, those are the type of words that I think about because I type it all the time. But then when I actually try to write it out, I'm like, how you spell this? Let me know if y'all ever noticed that too, man. Because every phone has autocorrect. Every website has autocorrect. Your mind doesn't need to work to spell these words anymore. Now, this is what the kids are growing up into, so that's all they know. So, of course, they're going to be stupid.
As kids consume more online content, including advertising, they're being influenced to buy products that are just not made for them.
We see this happening all the time with Gen Alpha, especially due to the rising influence of TikTok. But they aren't alone. Millennials and older generations drive forward these trends and make them mainstream on social media, one product being the infamous Stanley Cup.
Drawing screams of excitement and tears of joy. This year's hottest status symbol and most coveted holiday gift is the Stanley Tumbler.
This tumbler cup,
I didn't know this was a thing. Stanley Cup, I did not know that was a thing, man. Good marketing can really make anything seem like gold. It's just a regular cup with a straw. What's so good about it?
Become the reason for multiple news headlines and heavy in-person lines as early as 4 a.m. And because...
Really? Over a cup with a straw? What's going on, man? Am I missing something here, man? What's going on?
So popular, people are willing to go to the ends of the earth to get one. Although this is the new craze, if you want to get your hands on one, it won't be cheap. The Stanley Tumbler will run you back around $45 USD with limited edition cups costing even more than that.
I'll be damned to pay $45 for that. I paid $45 for this. And it keeps everything cool. Stainless steel, gallon jug. I stay hydrated. What do I look like paying $45 for that? Crazy, man. You must be out your mind. Get out of your mind. Get out of your mind.
Is pretty hefty for a water bottle, and it's definitely not one that everyone can afford. But there are consequences if you can't pay for one.
Ohio mom Dana Motika went viral on TikTok, posting how her 9-year-old daughter was bullied for bringing a less expensive look-alike to school.
Dana had bought...
Damn, people are being bullied for bringing a off-brand cup with a straw. It's the same cup with a straw. God damn it, bro. It's like the same thing. I understand, like, the thing with iPhone, like, Apple has done such good marketing that if you come up with an Android, man, if you show up with an Android, people are gonna clown you. If your text bubble is green, people are gonna clown you. And as a guy, if you have an Android, girls are going to disqualify you just for the simple fact that you have an Android. If your text pop up green, she's not gonna text back. This is a status symbol right now. And they're doing the same thing with this fucking cup, which is dumb. I can understand like a phone, you know what I'm saying? But a cup with a straw, who gives a fuck? You dumbasses.
Earlier this year, the beauty retailer Sephora made headlines after multiple story times about Sephora 10-year-olds went viral on TikTok.
Viral clips have been going around of kids going in Sephora making a big mess.
During this trend, dozens of people flooded the TikTok For You page with their own personal horror stories with Generation Alpha shoppers at the makeup store. They complained that the kids...
If you're 10, you shouldn't be nowhere near makeup, man. Nowhere near makeup. My 10-year-old daughter is not wearing no makeup. You know what that shit does to your skin? Imagine starting at 10 years old. By the time you're 20, you're gonna be looking like 53.
Rude and had no respect for anyone or anything in the store.
I'm in Sephora right now, and I'm gonna count how many 10-year-olds I see. 1, 2, 3. Currently walking past a 10-year-old getting her eyebrows done. 4, 5, 6. There's a whole group of them over here.
Kids as young as 4 were shopping in the aisles of Sephora for expensive beauty products that they clearly did not need. The reason behind it, the internet.
All she wants for the holidays is, well, not toys, but skincare products.
But influencers actually have so much power. This is why, as a content creator myself, I want to make sure I give y'all good advice. Because I I do want y'all to be your best selves, man. I don't want to put you guys in the wrong direction because that's going to weigh heavy on my heart, man. So that's why I try to read everything you guys are saying and try to make these videos better and better and better.
What I wanted this year was skincare and makeup.
Social media has become Gen Alpha's go-to guide for how to live their life. Whatever they see influencers do, they want to do. Whatever they see influencers buy, they want to buy. With every beauty influencer on platforms like TikTok and Instagram becoming obsessed with skincare, it was only natural for Gen Alpha kids to follow in their footsteps.
This is why I recommend you guys turn off the social media for a while, go outside and ground yourself, man. Just go for a walk for like an hour or two. Because I take 5-mile walks every other day. I'm about to do one later on today. Just go on, clear your head, ground yourself. Remember who you are without all the social media nonsense clouding your mind. As long as you stay grounded and you can think for yourself, you should be all right.
Influencers more than they do their own parents. But is this influence positive or negative? I'm addicted. Gen Alpha is social media obsessed. It's said that by the age of 1, the average Gen Alpha kid already has over 100 pictures of them posted on social media. Almost every Gen Alpha kid is on social media. It's their main form of communication with their friends and where they get the latest news. But their social media screen time is often unregulated by parents, so there's no telling what these Gen Alpha kids are watching on their devices. And that's the scary part. Although most social media platforms have age restrictions or content guidelines, kids can easily bypass them just by lying about their age. And regardless if the platform is meant for younger audiences, anyone can break the rules by posting inappropriate content anyway. TikTok, the most popular platform for Gen Alpha, is a mishmash of all different sorts of content. The For You page throws a bunch of different videos together in an endless scroll, showing users the type of content that they like, as well as new content that they've never seen before. One of the most common trends that you can find on social media is thirst trapping. This form of content is meant to attract attention from viewers, usually in the form of posing, dancing, or acting seductively. Although the nature of this content is meant for a much older audience, there's a ton of kids participating in these trends without realizing it's...
If I was a 10-year-old boy, oh, for sure I'm watching this thirst trap. Like, no question. for sure.
It's become more and more common to see a Gen Alpha kid dressed up in revealing clothing making thirst trap content.
Okay, yeah. What the fuck? Where are these parents at, man? Do you see what your kid is doing? Take that phone away.
Itself is already unsettling, but not to mention there's no telling who's watching or saving this content online, which can leave them vulnerable to a certain audience that may have other intentions.
And then they put this makeup on to make them look older too. So a good amount of them you won't even guess that they're like 14. This is wild, man.
Of OF promotions, adult content is becoming more accessible. With social media heavily influencing young people, it's become difficult for them to see the importance of real relationships. 1 in 4 children go outside to play nowadays, missing crucial social interactions. Most of Gen Alpha spends their time indoors consuming media meant for adults. The severe dopamine addictions from internet platforms like TikTok have resulted in negative effects on younger generations, as simple as enjoying their day-to-day life. Kids no longer have the patience for anything because they're so used to the instant gratification that social media provides them. Kids can't do simple, everyday tasks like brushing their teeth, eating food, or using the restroom without the constant stimulation of a screen. Gen Alpha becomes impatient and frustrated at the drop of a hat, with even the smallest inconveniences getting blown out of proportion, turning into full tantrums or breakdowns. With most of their learning coming from the internet, they're being exposed to horrible behavior from those entitled influencers that they see online.
And when you look at the biggest influencers now who flaunt their opulent lifestyles and endorse things like OnlyFans, are these really the people you want raising your children?
Now the question is Generation Alpha...
It's too late, man. These influencers are definitely raising the children because everything they say, every slang they use, the kids are saying it back. The kids are using that slang, man.
Really doomed. I've talked a lot about the problems of Gen Alpha, but there are still many strengths that they have. Gen Alpha has access to more resources, knowledge, and tools than ever before. They're living in an exciting time, with technology advancing at such a rapid pace and them being so adaptable to it. If they're able to use the internet for good rather than bad, they can become some of the most intelligent people on the planet. And they're also born with empathy inside them. The future can be bright for Gen Alpha. All they need is a little guidance and a push in the right direction. We, as people who care, can monitor what our siblings are doing on social media. And as adults, we can teach our kids the value of hard work, and we can be better examples for them to follow. My friends, it's time to stop the internet from destroying this generation. Visual.
I like that positive message he left at the end of the video. It's good, because I don't think the Gen Alpha is necessarily doomed. I just think we need to adapt to the way they learn so they can actually come out as functioning citizens. Because that's what millennials and Gen X say about Gen Z, that we're doomed. I think we're gonna be all right, man. And I also think Gen Alpha will be all right as well. We just need to take the proper steps necessary to make sure that we use this technology in the correct way and don't become completely brain dead and become bots. Because we don't need no bots. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts on this whole situation. Let me know if you have any kids that act the same way that you see these kids act in this video. I'll be reading all the comments, man. With that said, get my Patreon. I have exclusive content over there. I also have an Instagram where you guys can reach out to me. And with that said, I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.